Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the January 15th, 2008 meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority, commencing at 3:03 p.m. May we have roll call?
Authority members Raymond.
Here.
Mincy.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Yusefian. Chairman Weaver.
Here. And we have your report.
The agenda for the January 15, 2008 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, January 10, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. And there are no minutes submitted, so what is next?
Next is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for investigation.
We have one speaker, Herbert Milano.
Good afternoon. My name is Herbert Milano, members of the Glendale Housing Authority and city staff. In a couple of days, the city employees will be off due to the celebration of Martin Luther King holiday. And I keep thinking about the main issues that were so prevalent during his lifetime. There were the issues about proper representation, like the Voting Rights Act, the equity, having to do issues with housing. And I was looking at a website called Transparency International. This is a website that ranks all the countries in the world with regard to how well or how much trust exists between the population and its government. And the last time I checked, the United States was rated number 17. The top 5 nations in the world are those nations around Denmark, Norway, those particular countries seem to somehow attract or maintain a level of transparency that we are not able to achieve in the United States so easily. But as you go down the list of the quality of government, once you get down to number 20, 30, and so forth, the issues there become issues of representation and equity. You look at the major conflicts in the world today, Darfur, it's about equity and representation and so forth. And I look now at what Glendale does. For example, the actions of the City Council last week to, let's say, have this new position, this health position to assist fire department employees. It's $75,000 or so. And I know that I have come very often to talk about the need to address the issues of those individuals who are in financial straits in Glendale, the individuals that are supported by the Community Development Block Grants. And I suggested 2 positions. One, a demographer, so that you have current and up-to-date information on the current state of that population in Glendale that doesn't get counted so often with regard to their needs, to their, whether they be educational needs or support needs or food needs and so forth. And the other is, I look at this particular health position, I wonder what kind of impact that would have had to, let's say, assist that particular health clinic on Pacific Park. How many more families could have been assisted by that process? But yet, that need in that population is not being so addressed as the fire department. Now here we got individuals who, by and large, would probably have their own homes, easily 95% or more, who earn $130,000 on average and more, and who have 15 days off, generally per month. But they're a very powerful union as far as their contributions statewide and locally and so forth. And you see, that's the issue about equity, and this is how I'm tying these issues up, in that where we need the resources, where we need the staff, where we need the assistance, we don't get it. And these are the same individuals who generally would not be able to come on a work day like today, at this time of the day, to come in and bring up their needs. I cannot fill this room with people who have those needs and the needs that need to be addressed. But obviously, those individuals who are better off, generally are able to take the time off or have a representative of theirs come over. And that's what I think that we need to do. We need to have the type of information that comes to you on a regular basis every week or at least once a month to say what is the current state of those or that part of the segment of the population that really doesn't get the adequate representation. We don't have districting, so we don't have a representative from this area saying, look, we need to address these issues. And so my suggestion is that we really reevaluate how it is that we bring new people on board and how they are addressing the needs of the public. That's the measurement. And so that's my suggestion for housing to do, to either bring in a demographer to give you current information on the state of that population that doesn't get the attention, or switch that new staff member to help out at the clinic where the need is really relevant. Thank you very much.
I have no more cards or communications closed. What is next?
Any authority member or staff comments?
Yes. I do, Mr. Chair.
Raymond?
I would like to know, well, my comment is that I'm concerned about the issue with the ADI property and the reduced parking issue. I don't know if there's anyone here that can talk to me about that, and if it's not appropriate to speak about it today, then I'd like to ask that this be placed on our agenda for next week.
ADI, well, I guess that'd fall under housing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Well, that's going to be coming, isn't it, to us?
Not until February, as I understand.
You want it faster? Is that what you're
I'd like
asking?
to talk about it next week, because I think there's an issue that,
I'm aware.
yeah,
I was
and
waiting for it to come.
my problem today is that it is not an agendized item, and so I feel somewhat constrained to be able to even ask questions, and I would defer to our attorneys to
Ms. Blake,
guide me on that. So
you know what
instead-
we're talking about, I'm sure.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And so
members of-
instead, I would prefer to ask that we agendize it so that it can be noticed, and then we are free to discuss it.
I would support that request.
Okay. We will include it then on the agenda next week.
Can you do that? You have all the information necessary now because your packets will be out at the end of the week.
Mr. Chair, members of the authority, we may not be in a position to put all the information together for the agenda for next week, but if it's agendized, we will be in a position to answer whatever questions we
at
can.
least.
And this has to do
We'll
with,
agendize it as a general discussion item with whatever brief information we may have.
this has to do with the parking issue only, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
We have been in discussions with ADI and had intended to bring it within the next couple of weeks to the Housing Authority with a full report. As I say, we probably can't put together a full report by next
Right.
Tuesday.
I understand.
I think
However,
we're all aware. Okay.
Thank you,
Any
Mr. Chair.
Any other comments?
No.
Okay. With that, is there a move to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we stand adjourned at 3:11.